Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back today with the Saucony Endorphin Trainer, one of the most underrated releases of 2025. I'm gonna get some miles on this and tell you why we need more shoes like this. Now, if you are looking for a new shoe, whether it's a daily trainer, a max cushion cruiser, a race day shoe, make sure you're on the Superblast app. Superblast app is my app. If you enjoy these videos, you'll probably enjoy the app. It's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace out there. We have great deals on all the shoes. A lot of people will get a shoe, they'll have an extra one just sitting around, sitting in the closet. So if it's a backup pair, if it's a shoe they're not gonna use, they'll list it on the app, and then you can get a race shoe for something like $100 or $150 off MSRP. The other great thing is, it's the best community out there. So if you have any questions on training, any questions on the shoes, or just want a group of people out there who are going to be consistent and get after it daily, make sure you're on the app. All right, enjoy today's video. School usually starts at 8, 7:30. Today starts later. Alright, Endorphin Trainer. I don't have that much time. It's 7:40. I need to be at Mason School at 9:30 for this Grandparents' Day thing. They're singing Elvis and a bunch of these other songs that I guess these kids' grandparents like. But this is the Endorphin Trainer, man. I've really enjoyed this shoe. I wanted to get some more miles in it. It's feeling to me like there's a gap in the market for this type of shoe. Now, on paper, it doesn't seem like anything special. It doesn't seem like anything different than the Cloud Monster Hyper or the Skyward X or even the Superblast. But out here on the roads, it's given me something that no other shoe has. So the secret sauce here is the top layer of Incrediron foam. So super soft and bouncy foam on the top. You got a firmer layer on the bottom. Yes, it's standard EVA, but who cares? Who cares? So you mix one of the most traditional foams on the bottom here with one of the most exciting new foams on the top, and then you have the carbon fiber plate. It's a 3/4 length carbon fiber plate here. So it's designed to be this long run, cruisy, relaxed, fun type of shoe, especially at my paces. And for other people, this could definitely be a speed training shoe or a tempo shoe, even a marathon race shoe if you're running closer to 8, 9, 10, 11 minute paces. But for me, I've absolutely loved this thing for just getting out here, crushing mileage, and enjoying the soft bounce without it being too squishy. So let's lace this thing up. And I really think the key with this shoe here is the top soft layer, right? But what it's made me realize is race shoes are getting all this soft bounce, and the training shoes are just stagnating. We've seen the MagMax, and that was something new and fresh, but this is, so far, this is up there with the MagMax for me, offering something that no other shoe on the market can, just because this Incrediron foam is so good. So I'd love to see brands start taking those super marshmallowy foams that I'm not loving in the race shoes because they're just too squishy. Start taking those foams and putting them on your top tier training shoes like this. This is the direction we need to go. We need to bring the excitement back into this long run fun category, because those shoes aren't all that fun. The Superblast is not a fun shoe. Yeah, the MagMax is a fun shoe, but we could get even more fun, even softer, even bouncier, without getting too squishy. That's what I've loved about this thing. All right, plan for this run. I think I only have time for 10 miles this morning, unfortunately. Whatever, let's do it. Look at this, man. Oh my goodness. Another banger of a day in Mint Hill. It's a good day to get some mileage. Oh my goodness, it is cold though. It's gotta be about 46 degrees. Nobody told me this. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna do one lap, but I might be going back to get my hobby jogger quarter zip. I'm going back right now. Shenanigans. All right, I'm suited up now. Quarter zip and gloves. It's not supposed to be this cold on April 17th. I hope everyone did their taxes, by the way. Man, I was zoning out because I was cold and tired. But yeah, look at this. This is what I was talking about yesterday with the tree in the middle of the street. When I was doing that workout, look at this. Trapping. Straight logging. That's what the protected U.S. Forest Service lands are gonna look like in a few years. I'm gonna be on one today. Say whatever the heck I want. This video is brought to you by the Supwell app. Might pop out and drop a hot take on mental illness. I have no other sponsors to appease today. Only person viewing the footage from this one is the CEO of Supwell. So I learned this morning that Strava bought Rana. I've been saying this for a while now, but Strava has a functional monopoly. It's an oligopoly, that's what you call it. But except there's no other competitors. And they just bought the company who's best positioned right now to compete with them. But the people who own Rana, or who owned, they don't own it anymore after this goes through, clearly didn't have the appetite to compete. The best part of the capitalist system is that it allows for competition, which then benefits the consumer. That's one of the reasons why globalization is good too. You get companies coming in from different countries offering products at a lower price point. Koros, for example, coming in from China offering a cheaper watch, forcing Garmin to compete. Garmin was asleep at the wheel for a while, and it's funny because with Garmin, I saw last year, end of last year, they started investing more in influencer marketing and sponsoring professional athletes, which they had not done for a long time. And when I was at the running event in 2023, there was one dude there. There's one marketing manager there for Garmin with this tiny booth. I guarantee you this year, if you go back to the running event, they're gonna have more than one dude in a tiny booth because of the pressure Koros is putting on them. Competition is good for the consumer, for people, for hobby joggers. And so this merger is definitely going to go through. Nobody's going to stop it. From the outside, if you're not in the industry, it just looks like a tech company is buying another tech company that has adjacent services. A tracking company is buying a training company, or a platform company is buying a content company. But the reality is, Strava just ate its biggest competitor. And that's sad because it's bad for consumers. Man, the CEO of Strava, my guy Jared sent this to me. He just did an AMA on Reddit talking about how they're looking into more AI tools for training. But there's a few ways you can do it. You could build, you could buy, you could partner. But if you're the biggest shark, you just eat the smaller fish. And that's what just happened. There's a gap now. Somebody needs to come along and build the people's app, because the thing that happens is when these companies get big, they stop building features that the consumers want and they fall asleep at the wheel. And Strava's just going to be the next one to do that. They better watch out for the little guy, because we're building and we're coming. Mile 2, 7:22 pace. And the thing that always happens with the big companies, once you get to a certain size, you lose the people. You lose touch with what people want and what's actually going on. It's inevitable. And that's why everyone's chasing AI. Runners don't need AI. Runners don't need more tech. Runners do not need more data. That concrete truck goes kind of hard. One nation under mileage. Thursday is an underrated day of the week. People always say easy like Sunday morning. What about easy like Thursday morning? You have the bulk of the week behind you. One day till the weekend. In the fall, there's Thursday night football. Thursday's low-key the best day of the week. What a beautiful morning to get it in. Oh man, I don't have time. It's 8:58. I have 30 minutes to get to this school. I remember this thing happened last year too. And funny enough, I was also running in the Convara Pro that day. Here's the thing about being small, bro. They can't see you coming. It's like one of those little linebacker chop blocks when Saquon just takes out Jadeveon Clowney by the knees. A lot of people were taking out Jadeveon Clowney. He did not have a very good career. Disappointing. Remember when he had that massive hit New Year's Day? I think it was 2013. That was crazy. 10 miles, 7:19 pace. Mouse in the house. It's like Nate Robinson. You know what a mouse in the house is? A mouse in the house is when Steph Curry comes and he strips Joel Embiid on the block. I really need to start watching basketball again. I think my player references are outdated. I was listening to Bill Simmons the other day. They were doing not even mid-season, season awards. And saying, who the heck are these players? I don't have very much time at all. It is 9:03. Okay, I have 27 minutes to shower and get there. Endorphin Trainer is a banger. All right, all showered up. I got to put on my finest duds for this event. Bang, mileage shirt. You already know. We got to let them know. Of course, we're going hobby jogger hat. Wish I had some hobby jogger socks. That would be nice, huh? Timby socks. And where's the piatderito? Bang. Now that's what I call dad drip. Let's go. The school is run by Barefoot Mafia as well. We're literally pulling her out of the school next year. So I'm going to roll deep in that Max Cushion Gang hoodie. Let's go. And it is Grandparents' Day after all, so we're showing solidarity. Look at these, bang. These are the Lineage is Strong 5000s. You see anybody rolling with more than 4 shades of gray on their shoes, you know that seed is popping off. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to be late to this thing. This is literally the type of school that would not let me into a children's performance because I'm 10 minutes late. We'll see how it goes. I'm late. There's nobody else walking around. How could I be the last person? Grandparents' Day review. Not a lot of bangers. Yellow Submarine, not a slapper. The Elvis Hound Dog song, not a slapper. When I'm a grandparent, they better be singing Chief Keef. These children love so, and I know. Quick review on the Ultimate Dad Drip 5000s here. These are so comfortable for walking. For some reason, they fit tighter than the normal Ghost Max 2, but complete banger. This midsole is so nice and only softens up with time. I actually had to hit a quick interval session because I was late, so I was jogging from the car to the school, and they have the same pop as the Ghost Max 2. The weird thing, though, is they felt poppier. It's not weird, but so I do think this midsole loses some of that pop around close to 100 miles, but the protection of my normal Ghost Max is still great. So I highly recommend this SC if you're looking for some dad drip, normcore style swag. This is a really nice shoe. So comfortable, and I love the looks of it. I know it's not going to be for everyone, but if you're a young dad and you like this old school 90s aesthetic, it's a complete banger. Somebody told me, I think they said they're in their 50s, so they couldn't rock it because it just hit too close to home. Looks like a mall walking shoe, so I feel that, but complete banger. I'm also going to get something going for this Refuel. I only ate, oh gosh, I think there's only one of these burgers left, but I only had a granola bar after that run, so I am very hungry. These are the days where I order Chipotle. I probably should have just done that, but I'm going to get a veggie burger started. And then I also want to show my coffee right now. So my number one, let's go over to the table. So I've been putting you guys onto the funk. Today we're going to do a nice, easy sipper. This is from our friends over at Hatchet Coffee. One of my favorite businesses in North Carolina. They have great swag. They have great food. Also, you get avocado toast there for $5, and they give you 2 massive pieces of thick sourdough bread with the avocado. So these guys are OGs. I absolutely love them. And this is what I've been drinking. So my mom actually got me a smaller bag of this, the 12-ounce bag or the 16-ounce bag. Those bags go in about 3 days in this house. And I still have 2 massive 2-pound bags from Black and White. But this has just been hitting for me. This is their spring blend. They say notes of black tea, floral, and honeydew. On the website, they said what the mix was. I think it's Kenya, Uganda, something like that. It's really good, though. So if you want an easy drinker, this is your daily trainer right here. This is your solid, no-frills shoe. Just going to get the job done, but have some modicum of fun and excitement. That's the Let It Bloom by Hatchet Coffee. So shout out to Hatchet Coffee Roasters. I'm not sponsored by them. I do want to do a collab. It would be fun to do a coffee collab, but I love these guys. And look at this. They always write a handwritten note to me as well. Thank you for your order of Spring Bloom Blend. We hope you enjoy our new favorite as much as we do. And look at that. They said it's their new favorite. This is my new favorite. So if you're looking for a new coffee, go ahead and bang that hatchet. Let it bloom. I caved. I don't have time. I'm ordering Chipotle. I'm sorry. I had to do it. All right, let's get the heck out of here. Second run. I usually like to sing some sort of a upbeat song. Yeah, second run of the day. I'm always singing. But let me tell you, bro, I'm not in a singing mood right now. There's one of those weeks where I feel like I'm in the meat grinder. There's 1 or 2 weeks every month where I'm trying to balance everything. I was saying this the other day, there's no such thing as balance, but just trying to do everything, get everything done. It just feels like more than normal. This is one of those weeks. And it's so funny how, and this is the thing, people always ask, how do you run 100 miles a week? How do you do all this stuff? It's because I've got the system down. But it's so funny how one little thing or 2 little things, like going to Mason's school this morning or yesterday doing a different type of a video because I had the Klarna sponsorship and I did this big data test, how doing 1 or 2 of these different things can just throw the system all out of whack. So I just feel like I've been behind this entire week. But I checked my mileage tracking app. Check my mileage tracking app. I'm at 59 right now. Here's the thing about Strava, though. It does provide a great service. That's why it's so successful. There's not a lot of places where you can reliably, in a user-friendly way, track your mileage. And that's why they're the biggest. But they need some competition, man. Somebody needs to put the heat on Strava. So I'm still on track despite all that stuff, but I have a feeling, man, this just feels like it's going to be a tough run. I'm tired. I'm going to try to eke out 6. I don't know. Maybe I'll only get 4. I'm hungry. I only ate half of that burrito. This run is not going to be good, but some days we just got to go out there and run the miles. All right, man, we got it done. Short run today. Only did 4 miles. First half was like a slog to the death camp. 33 minutes, 58 seconds, 8:11 pace. Some days it's like this, man. The refuel timing is off. Coffee's late. Can't get out here for a longer run, but we got the mileage in. And just getting out here, I know that just getting out from behind my desk, oh, gosh, we have mud here. I stepped in a big thing of mud with my Ghost Max 2 SC earlier as well at the school. But yeah, man, just getting out here, getting out from behind the desk for 30 minutes makes all the difference. The rest of the day is going to be much more enjoyable now. And I remember even when I was working in New York City, used to work right across the street from Rockefeller Center, 48th and 5th. I would get out with my friend Joe every day for 20, 30 minutes at lunch, and we do laps around Midtown. It just makes such a big difference if you have the privilege to do that during the day. I would highly recommend it. All right, quick shower, and then let's close it out. This thing is a complete banger. It's just one of those days, man. Stepped out of the shower and there were no towels. And I think this video is 80% me talking about random stuff and borderline complaining, but some days it's like that, I guess. All right, let's throw up the run. Let's throw up this morning's run first. 10 miles, nice, smooth. I think it was a 7:20 pace right in the middle of my aerobic range. Then this afternoon we did recovery run, 4 miles. That was a slog. And also, yesterday, I got another 6 miles in this thing before I was even filming this video. So that's 20 miles in the last day. I really wanted to get a 20-mile day today. Just today, I wanted to get 12 in the morning, 8 in the afternoon. That did not work out. And I haven't said this a few times recently, but I haven't been doing a lot of 20-mile days. I've just been stringing together consistent 14, 16. That's the ticket to 100. That's why it's not easy, but that's why I can reliably get 100 miles a week, because I get 10 to 12 in the morning and then pop out for a 30-minute jog in the afternoon. That is the recipe for 100, and then the 20 miles every weekend. But yeah, this is an awesome shoe. The main thing with it is fun. Soft, bouncy, comfortable fun without being too aggressive. And we have this issue in the market right now where brands want to make all of their premier training shoes fast. So you have the Zoom Fly 6, you have even the new Boston, you have the Superblast. Brands are trying to make all of these training shoes fast, and then on the race shoes, they're going soft. So it's mixed up. You have these soft, squishy race shoes, and then you have these aggressive trainers. And my friend Barrett, who's leading Supwell brand design right now, he was saying with the Cloud Boom Echo 3, and that was a really awesome shoe. But he was saying On's positioning of that, of how it only lasted for 4 marathons, was reflective of the market at the time, which a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, was that as a hobby jogger, you had your Carbon County shoes for race day, and then you had your training shoes. Now there is so much overlap between the training shoes and the racing shoes, and even with this, is this a racing shoe? Is this supposed to be a stability racing shoe, or is it a training shoe? Similarly, Saucony Endorphin Elite. Is that an elite racing shoe? Really? I'm having a hard time buying that that's an elite racing shoe. Or is it an accessible, softer, fast cushion training shoe? Because the people that have liked the Saucony Endorphin Elite the most that I've heard so far are people who are running 9, 10, 11-minute paces, who aren't completely bottoming out the foam. And even with those paces and at those efforts, people are telling me the forefoot is smashing down, and we are getting some plate feel. So number one thing I love about this shoe, it is so fun. This Incrediron is a great foam, and this is what we need more of on the market. With your fast, aggressive racing products that have this foam, take it, trickle it down onto your training shoes. This is one of the best examples I've seen in any shoe of integrating the race foam. Boston 12 is another great example. Yes, the 12, not 13. That top layer of Lightstrike Pro did a really nice job delivering a similar fast Adios Pro 3 style ride. And this one does a great job delivering the same qualities of the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2 in maybe even a better package. So far, this is definitely one of my top 5 favorite training shoes of the year. It's reliable. I have not had a bad run in it. The bounce is great. I can just plod along. Some people think I only like it because I'm a heel striker. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe that's true. Maybe this is just a heel striker shoe, but so far I've enjoyed it for any style of running. I even taken it down to marathon pace, 5:50, 6 minute per mile. I think the bigger thing is how much this heel is gonna bother you. Is this firmer foam on the bottom gonna bother you? For me, it doesn't even read as firm anymore. It just feels supportive, comfortable, and smooth, and a much more comfortable ride than something like the Superblast 2. So far, this is, like I said, top 5 race shoe or top 5 train shoe, up there for me with the MagMax in terms of just reliable shoes I can go and stack mileage on. And in my training, I'm using it very similar to the MagMax. This has a plate, MagMax does not. It's another one of those days. But the key thing with this is the top layer of foam is so bouncy that it's even more effortless to run my slower paces than the MagMax. And I did the head-to-head comparison, and at this point, this has dethroned the MagMax for my use, and it could be that the MagMax is just almost at 200 miles. I've had it for 6+ months. I'm just ready to try something else. That's likely what it is, but I'm using this for the same exact type of runs and enjoying it more. It's a sacrilege, blasphemy to say that, but at this point, with the number of miles I have on the MagMax, I prefer running in this over the MagMax, and I really do think it's because how special this Incredi-Run foam is. Other great things, the upper on this is amazing. Best training upper of the year, up there with the Nike, the Zoomfly 6 from last year, which had a really good upper. This is incredible. You have a nice, soft, stretchy tongue, soft, stretchy, breathable material here. There's not a lot of padding, so it stays pretty streamlined. And the other thing is the weight. So it comes in around 300 grams, which is lighter than the MagMax, just about as light as the Glide Ride Max, and it doesn't feel like a big, heavy, chunky, clunky shoe. It disappears on foot for me, which is the furthest thing from the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2. I'm always thinking about it. This one has that quality to it where it's just reliable. I can run it. I'm not thinking about it, and I don't need to put as much into it as the MagMax. That's the key difference. With the MagMax, it's an awesome shoe, but it just doesn't always have the range that I want. When I'm going out for a relaxed run, sometimes it feels too heavy on foot. I don't get that same heaviness with this. Now the limitation, which is very similar to the MagMax, is that it's not the fastest and it's not the most aggressive, but that is not what this is designed to do. You could pair this with a race shoe like the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3 and use that for your harder efforts. I'm not going to be out here doing a speed test in this. I did those 550 miles and it was fine. On the first run, I was actually a 20-mile long run with some marathon pace miles in there, and it was fine, but it just feels like a lot of work to run faster than my everyday pace in it. But that's not what this is about. This is about the protection, taking the burden off your legs, making it easy to run, and that's why I love this thing. A lot of people wanted the Vomero 18 to be what this is, which is bouncy top layer of race foam, a shoe that gives a lot of assistance. And it's not the speed assistance that you're gonna get from a race shoe, but it's general running assistance, making those everyday paces feel effortless, giving you a ride where you're just floating along. It's what a lot of people like about the Superblast. And it's so funny because I actually got this comment the other day that the Superblast 2 is terrible for forefoot strikers and it's a heel striker shoe. And it's funny because everyone thinks I'm this gigantic heel clunker, and maybe I am. I don't care, but then other people are saying it's only a good shoe for heel strikers. The Superblast is just the funniest shoe. But yeah, if you hate the Superblast, I think you'll love this because very soft top layer of foam. It doesn't take a lot to get going. It doesn't feel big and chunky and clunky on foot. At my everyday paces, it is a remarkably fun and comfortable ride. So one of my top 5 shoes of the year so far. I have not been impressed with a lot of the releases this year, but this is one that has really surprised me. I'm excited to see what else Saucony can do with this Incredi-Run foam, and I think this is the new frontier. It has to be. Take those marshmallowy foams, which I despise in the racing products, put them in training products. It's what Mizuno has done in the Neo Zen. I think that foam is slightly different than the one in the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 3, but a similar idea, giving us the soft fun in the race shoe. And Mizuno Neo Zen, another one of my 5 favorite shoes this year that has given us something different. So soft in training shoes, yes, thumbs up. Nova Blast 5, Glide Ride Max are 2 other good examples, but this is even better than the Glide Ride Max. There's more bounce in it for me, and it doesn't feel as mushy, and I'm not fighting against the foam at all. It's just such an easy shoe to run in. So big thumbs up on the Saucony Endorphin Trainer. I really hope we see more shoes like this trickle out across the market. All right, that's all I have for you today. I'll be back tomorrow with another video.